What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. If you don't know me, I'm the author of Smartphone Millionaire book, How to Invest in Real Estate, Businesses, and People from the Palm of Your Hand. Grab that book. It's on Amazon. It's on the links below. You can always check out theclassyclimb.com. It will give you my blog. It will give you links, programs, consulting, you name it. Theclassyclimb.com. All right. So I have to do this show today because I'm having two shows today. Later we'll have JT Hustles from North Carolina. That's right, another North Carolina person. Yes, it's going to be lit. And guess what he's talking about? Becoming an independent courier. Listen, you guys asked for it. Many of you have sent me comments, sent me PayPals to bring on guests that are in the trucking industry or industries like hotshot trucking or being carriers, similar to Jermaine Ellis and others. And we here at the Classy Climb deliver. So everybody, make sure as you come into the channel, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you drop your city and state. Why? Because this helps me develop content for you. Where you live at, where you're going to be at. If I want to pull meetups in Philly, if I want to pull meetups, meetups in Miami, right? Grant Cardone, we're going to the 10X Growth Con. Going to be down there with a couple of friends. Maybe I'll do a meetup while I'm down there. You dig what I'm saying? So if this helps me help you, right? Like, how do I create content for your city, your state, and helping you? So make sure you're dropping those likes. So to start this off, level up, right? See the little thumbnail? It's me like, level up. And, I just always have to remind people. The other day, I get a ton of emails. Like, I'm not even joking. And it's not even just about the videos. It's about workflow and everything. And as I start developing my business and putting my work hours 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., sometimes people would be like, well, I haven't heard back from you. Well, the office closed at 5. I don't care if you see me on YouTube. I don't care if you see me on the internets. I don't care if you see me on Instagram Live. I don't care if you see me out eating tacos. I don't care if you see me sitting in a coffee shop. The office closed at 5. And so we have to always do things according to business hours. In this, 24-hour society, a lot of times, clients who pay $3,000 and $5,000, I try to get a hold of them. It takes a couple days. Clients that pay, $10, $20, $50 for certain products and stuff off theclassyclimb.com are usually the most difficult. They're expecting miracles out of small amounts. And so I always want to tell you guys, office hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Please be patient in response. It's not always just me answering emails, and there's going to be something I'm going to start doing in the emails. If it's me, you always see thank you, Erica Williams, but you might see an ESW at the bottom. That's me. If you see a JK or a JM, that's my assistant. Okay, does that make sense? I hope you guys. I got your email, Marcus. Again, I will email you back. Office hours. All right. Okay. I will definitely respond to you because I'm going back to San Antonio right now to go look at this semi. It's actually 3. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for supporting the channel. But you guys know the rules. Guys, kind of mostly focus on the road. If I don't see your comment, I can't answer right now. Traffic is going. If it's thick or slow or I'm at a stoplight, then I'll try to get you. But you get my drift. I hope you get my drift. Now, to start this off, there's 2 quotes. I have to do them. Right? And it says this. This is from Seneca. And yes, I'm driving safely. Let all your efforts be directed to something. Let it keep that end in view. It's not activity that disturbs people, but false conceptions of things that drive them mad. This is Seneca on tranquility of the mind, 12.5. Now I'm gonna read it one more time because a lot of this I know from the top of my head because I've read this quote a bajillion times. But you guys, layman terms, you're gonna know what I'm trying to say. Let all your efforts be directed to something. Let it keep that end in view. It's not activity that disturbs people, but false conceptions of things that drive them mad. Seneca on tranquility. Now, why did I just read that? Right? Why did I just read that? I read that because people say, oh, my family don't believe me, my spouse don't believe me, people be hating, Erica, nobody wants to get on board. And it's not the activity that disturbs them, it's you. They know, oh man, thank you, Diane. It's you. They know that you are not a completer. You're not a finisher. Like, you're just starting projects, then you quit on them and you're not completing it, right? So I'll put this in relationship example. People get mad when women don't give them a chance, right? They go, oh, you're wasting my time. Men are like, hey, don't say I'm wasting your time. But people get upset if you have false conceptions, right? Do you get the quote? The whole point is, when people know you're bullshitting them, they don't have any time for it. They just don't, right? Be clear with your intentions. Be direct at something, right? People in America really have lost that art. It's a lost art of being direct. You know, there's a lot of like, hey, well, possibly, or, this wishy-washy, lukewarm thing that's really weird, but it's very American. You know, that's why when you hear Americans, oh man, thank you. I can see you guys super chatting back. I got to literally drive. That's why when you hear Americans go to Europe, they be like, man, Europeans are rude, or these people are rude, or Asians are rude. And it's not that they're rude, they're just direct. And people are very confused that sometimes, like when we have friends go to Japan and Korea, they be like, girl, they be asking you all kind of questions. That's rude. No, it's not. It's direct. It's direct. You know what their intent is. You know why they're asking that question. Boom, it's there. So that's one. Also, second book reference, the 48 Laws of Power. Law 29 says, plan all things with the end in mind. Why is that? You have to plan all things with the end in mind. Because if you know what the end goal is, if you come to what it would call in the book, circumstances that are overwhelming, you'll push through, but you'll also know when to stop. See, a lot of you start these activities and you don't have any kind of plan, right? You don't have any kind of plan. And then you're like, oh, it's too much. Well, you know why it's too much? Because you didn't have a plan, right? You didn't have a plan. You don't have anywhere to go. You don't have direction. You can't follow through on something if you have no idea what you're doing. Now, I did say it a couple days ago in the John Maxwell video, failing forward. But failing forward is what? Failing forward towards a goal. Failing forward towards a direction. Failing forward to a business or whatever. Like learning from your mistakes as you go. But not having a plan at all is dangerous, okay? So, now why do those two quotes have anything to do with you making more money in 2019? A lot of you got old problems. Now, I don't mean old as an age. I mean old problems. Same problems you've been dealing with for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Man, I ain't got enough money. I can't do this. My car, my dog. You know, it's like the same record player, right? And again, this is why people have lack of faith in you, because you keep talking about the same old problems and you can't seem to come up with no new solution. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like the solutions clearly aren't there. So you need to go do what? Expand somewhere, right? Expand in your answers, expand in your circles, talk to some other new people so you can get some new problems, okay? So there is, what we talked about, like the video is hot fire, right? Yesterday's 2-hour video was hot fire. Y'all are super chatting like crazy. It was a great video, had a blast. I think it's going to be a sleeper. I think it's going to blow up in a couple days, right? I think it's going to get like 8,000 views, but not today, right? And the reason is because it's just great information. And one thing he mentioned is like, oh, all these people are moving to the cities. But at the same time, the people are moving to the cities for jobs. There is a same movement, and I'm going to be careful, of upper middle class and middle class people to do what? Move to the country, right? They're moving to the country. They're building their own home on a big piece of land, or not even that big. Sometimes just 5 acres, 2 acres, 3 acres. And then there's like, I can tell you right now off the top of my head, there's about 15 people I follow on Instagram. And let me tell you what they did. They literally moved to a smaller town, but it's near the city they love, like Nashville. Then the husband goes around the town and then found like a company he could invest in, because the owner is old and been in that town for as long as you know. And now that husband and wife have come into that town and become a part of that community, because they're going to be part owner of that business till the man dies, and then he'll be full owner. And if you've seen anything like it, like the show Ozarks, right, where people always come into a town like, hey, I'm an investor. Wink, wink, I'm an investor. I can help your business. And that's why, that's why it cracks me up, because that's a real thing, right? It's just a real thing. And so what I tell people is, it's just, if something's important to you, the more important it is to you, the more it needs to be measured. So a lot of times 80% of people, when surveyed, say, oh, I want to do new things, new me, new year, new me, and never change habits, right? And we all know why, right? Because change is hard. Thank you guys for super chatting. I would love to read, but I really can't. I mean, like, I can see the colors flash, but I really have to focus. We're in the tight part of downtown. And what you people have to realize is, what you don't measure, you don't know. That's why when I get on the phone with y'all, I go, how much money's in your bank account right now? And I don't know if it's because your wife's in the room or your husband's in the room. You're like, I don't know. I gotta guess. I paid some bills, and I'm always like, you should know on the dot. When I get up in the morning, you know what I do? I check the QuickBooks. I check almost most of the accounts to make sure there's no new sales or new emails I need to respond to. Who do I need to go through? That's why when a lot of you send a bunch of emails and it's not a paying client, I ignore them. Not because I'm being mean to you, because I'm literally shifting through 100 emails, and we got to see, certain things will have stars on them, certain things will have go through the filter, and it'll say this is for tax liens or this word. Like, it's the Google is checking for words, particular words. Sure, filters it for me. So again, clients that are in this high level mastermind group that paid about $3,000 for coaching, those people, their emails always pop up first. Okay, they just do. Period. Then the people that I did about 1,000 pop up. You know what I mean? And then it's just like levels to it. Okay, levels to it. But with all that, those are all measurements. They're all measurements. Why is that important? You don't know if you don't know what's going on with your bank account this month compared to last month, you can't tell if you're growing. And this is why I'm very big and hard on people. When you guys want to do Uber and Lyft, it needs to be in a separate account. It needs to be in a separate business account. I can't fight you on it. Some of you don't want to start LLCs or anything. I get you. But it needs to be in a separate account. Why? Because this is what happens. Y'all start driving for Uber and Lyft. You make a couple hundred here and there, but you already had bills. You're already in need. You already have an emergency. So you use the money, and then you're like, Uber and Lyft sucks. It didn't make me no money. Well, it made money, but see, you were so busy trying to suck the money dry, you couldn't tell the difference, right? It was like you throwing splashes of water on a gasoline fire. It was raging. Your income position is raging. And so that's why I'm big on that. You need to measure, you need to track, you need to know what is going on. Same thing with your taxes. I meet some people who be trying to write off everything in its mama in its taxes. And then they try to go get a house and realize they can't get a house. My business make money. I got cash. It doesn't matter. That's not what your taxes say. That's not what them documents say. That's not what your QuickBooks says. You dig? So you gotta be in sync. You gotta be able to show that you're making money. You gotta be showing that you're having growth in your business and your personal life. You gotta have accountability. How do you have a bigger, better 2019? Some accountability. I sit here and tell you I got a personal trainer, and I gotta call Wendy right now after I get off this live. So we have the food prep I'm supposed to be coming in, right? You want to make big strides, you got to measure it. Period. You got to measure it. So again, you pay attention to the trends. If you're living in New York, if you're living in California, if you're living in Chicago, or you live in a huge city, take a look. That's why I tell y'all when I say go on realtor.com, go on realtor.com and push 20 miles out. A lot of times surveys show people only go around 8 miles. Wherever they work and their home, they go about 8 miles in a circle. They go to grocery stores in that space. Because our minds are, if you really think about it, our minds are from what? Small towns, small agricultural communities, small communities. Our minds can only deeply know 12 people. I think it's like deeply every detail, 12 people. And then on the outskirts, like in some form, 150 people. And it's a book just talking about, like, if you pull up half your family members, you couldn't tell somebody what half your family members are doing right now, or where they're at, what city they're in, what are they doing today, what are they doing. So that's usually, people really can't tell any of that, right? So with that in mind, that's why I did the previous video saying, be ruthless to what doesn't matter, because some of y'all know every detail of Beyonce's life, every detail of a football player's career, his history, his grandpa that died of cancer, where he from, is Georgia, somewhere near your town. You know everything about him. But if I ask you what your credit score look like now, you're like, I don't know. You're completely out of tune with you. I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about you, right? And I think something flashed up and said higher end clients. I gotta pay attention. But why do I do that? Because people have the potential to grow, and also there's people who are, if they get one or two little bits of information, if they get that book or they get that free video, then they turn and then they can make more income, and then they can futurely be a high income client. You know, a lot of times in our journey as people anywhere, it's the income. As you start going up, it's when you bump your head, like you can't make more, or you get stuck, that's where new levels and stuff come in. So this is just something you should definitely check out. I mean, just pay attention to the trends in your major city or the city beside you, because you might be missing an opportunity, right? I meet people here all the time, come here from California, 2-3 years later, they live in their best life. They done bought up 2-3 houses, right? It's the people that come to Texas or come to North Carolina or move to Florida and do bad. Okay, so what you showed me is you probably were, or Atlanta, prime example, Atlanta, you probably were slacking and coasting back in your hometown, but now you've moved to Atlanta, and you hope, you hope that all of a sudden, magic spreads out, right? It's one of those things, like, that's not how that works. It's based off your skills. It's based off your, you, essentially. And a lot of people right now are showing pay stubs on the internet, like, these people work at McDonald's and they only make 14 grand a year. Okay. And there are other choices to what? Move up. And what does move up mean? Take on another job, or go get, or go do what? Go get a skill and go get something else. Go work somewhere else. Go be somewhere else. And sometimes in America, we don't have the harsh truths anymore. Well, I don't want to do that. I don't feel like doing that. And let's be really honest. A lot of people that you see winning out here, they didn't want to do something, but they did it for like a year or two, and now they can move on to something else, right? Taking a job that may be difficult or challenging. Now you see other opportunities to go somewhere else. Our friend took a job in Nashville as a football marketing, I forgot the name of the title, but essentially he's marketing the football to businesses to buy the suites at the football, in the one in Nashville, Vanderbilt or whatever. And as he was calling around, somebody was like, I love your personality. I love everything about you. I think you should come work over here for our marketing team. Guy laughed, but the other guy was persistent, I think for like 3 months. And he did. He switched over. So then he went from making $35,000 a year in Nashville, which is quite expensive, to making like $75,000. So, I mean, it's one of those things. I don't know what somebody's doing, but it's like, I keep seeing a G-Man comment. You guys, what's going on? Whatever moderators in the chat, hold it down. And so what you got to do is you got to understand the opportunities come when you're in the field. The opportunities come when you're out there, when you're talking to people. Like right now, the other day I did the video. I have at least 16 emails talking about hotshot. Hey, are you looking for a truck? Are you looking for a driver? Holy crap. Now that's just one video, right? So imagine, even if you guys are just talking amongst your local Facebook friends, or even better yet, you share that video and someone in the comments asks you about the video, you can go, yeah, it's about trucking. And that's not even just you. That's not just me telling you to share my video. That's you. If you really think about it, you share that video, you'll see who on your Facebook page is really about something or doing something different. You dig? So, all right. Now, how do you double your income in 2019? So we can switch it. We've been talking about that good intro, and I think you guys got that. Is how do you push it up? Well, okay, whatever you're making this year, we're going to try to double it. A lot of people hate hearing that, but let's just say, for the sake of argument, we're going to double it. Now, what does that require us to do? I would say that requires us to get this sheet of paper out. And once we get that sheet of paper out, we need to write down all the opportunities that come to us. Now, what are the opportunities? For some of y'all, you might be a teacher, and then in the summer you're a tutor, and you Uber, like whatever your opportunities are, you put it in there. You know what I mean? And that way, you know which ones you can push on or not push on, right? For some people, this girl does lashes, and she called me, and I said, well, why can't you do all Saturday and Sunday do lashes? She didn't even think about it like that. She was like, oh, people always call me when they get off of work. I'm like, okay, well, just tell me you only do Saturdays and line them up on Saturdays and Sundays, right? And I think, you know, it just takes sometimes thinking a little bit more out the box. So now your afternoons are freed up to do something else or do lashes still. The choice is yours. Now, first thing somebody's gonna say was, Erica, come on, man. You know, I got kids, I've got a spouse, I got this, I got that. Okay, cool. We've got that. We understand that you've told us you've got kids. Again, time don't wait for no man. You have to figure out that time. You have to structure your time to best serve those kids, best serve your spouse, best serve your family, and create opportunity for yourself. Right? Because even if you're home and people tell me all the time about, well, online surveys and online this and online that. Okay, well, you're still going to not be focused on the kids. You're going to be on the computer at home. Right? One of the reasons I hate going to the Pflugerville post office, the one over Heather, wow, oh my God, I hate it. Because it's overpacked with people. Now, what do I mean overpacked with people? It's overpacked with a lot of soccer moms and dads, stay-at-home. Well, I'm not gonna call them stay-at-home dads. I'm gonna say dads who mail a ton of stuff via, you know, eBay, Amazon. They're some type of reseller, right? And you would be surprised how big it is when you start going to the post office on a daily basis. Like a package, instead of going to my favorite post office, went to the Pflugerville post office, which I was like, this sucks. And the lines out the door full of people with 20, 30, 40 packages. You already know who they are. It's not even the holiday. It's the holidays past. These are all resellers, right? And so the parking lot's full of Tahoes and Suburbans and minivans. And I don't knock the hustle, but I'm just telling you that there's people already doing that lifestyle. You can do it too. It's up to you, right? Packages make the world go around. Trucking makes the world go around. A lot of things make the world go around, if that makes sense to you guys, okay? But again, so what are some of the opportunities? Somebody in the comments, you guys, put some of the opportunities that you're interested in right now. Can't read all of them, but I love the chat to move. So it's 120 of y'all in here. It's 60 likes. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you put your city and state so we know where you guys are coming from. What are some passive income things or active this year? You know, you guys know your opportunities. I don't know every opportunity of you. You know, some people it may be babysitting. Some people it may be, you know, aside, you know, getting honeybees. I mean, you name it. It's all kinds of opportunities out there. It's up to you. You know, there's a thing where it's called rover.com. It's for dogs. And then there's like 3 or 4 other dog walking apps where people literally just, all they're doing is house sitting dogs for people away on vacation. Why? Because the person don't want their dog in a kennel. Person don't want their dog at somebody else's house. They want their dog at their house, and the person that come by their house feeding water dog. I mean, it's like, it cracks me up, but I think that's so interesting. It's just another part of the market. All right. I see in stock options, I see a lot of different stuff. Braiding and weaves, yeah, selling the bundles, man. Sell those bundles. People are always going to listen. No matter what's going on in the economy, people are always going to find time to fix their hair. You know, another thing I see going to be really big in the future, tattoo removal. I've seen it where they put the little shock to your face. Man, those things are going to be, if you open up them parlors, man, tattoo removal. I'm seeing some people say Uber, peer-to-peer lending, dog breeding. Yeah, that's, patience on that. I don't know. How long do dogs even stay pregnant? You know, that's how little I know about dogs. I'm like, how long do dogs even stay pregnant? I don't even know. Because I know the Amish have made a killing, but also have been in the news for dog breeding horribly, right? So, 60 days. Oh, man, been the bartender, them face tats. I'm telling you, that's an industry I see blowing up. If you can own the location and put out ads, marketing ads, and then just hire the staff to remove tattoos, oh my God. Because there's sometimes you put like a cream on, and then there's sometimes you actually get the laser treatments, right? And they're making a killing, right? Shuttle services. Remember I was telling you guys about the shuttle services to the airport in Austin? They were trying to sell the van. They selling the routes. all kind of stuff. Anyway, Skynet was kicking me off. All right, selling jewelry, all kind of stuff. I see all kind of stuff. 3D printing, credit repair. I'm telling you, listen, as you see this year go through, especially as a recession is about to come through, what happens is, what people think, this is what some people think financially. They think, well, they come take my car, I'll go get another car, I'll go get another one. And they don't realize the way the internet and the documentation is flowing nowadays. Santana, some of these companies come after people. They come after people. Like court, lawsuits, even after they done took the car, got the money back, everything. I mean, like, we've literally had to jump through hoops through Consumer Protection, Financial Bureau, and all kind of stuff. eBay, ebooks, subscription. And subscription boxes still make money. Our neighbors, when I leave my apartment, I see them all up and down subscription boxes still make money. Savannah, Georgia, trucking, tax deeds. 2 levels of income before you come. Man, like, every time I see story, I don't know a lot of y'all, when I see homeless people, like, it should be so temporary. Like, I've had a moment where I didn't have a place to stay, but I stayed at a friend's, and I also stayed at a hotel, where it was just discrepancy in money for like almost a month and a half. And so I've had funky situations, but to me, whenever I see people, I'm gonna be careful here, but whenever I see people homeless, I go, what has happened that not only did you lose family, friends, co-workers in emergency, payday loans, like we're going through so many things, all your savings account, all the clothes off your back, all the stuff in your house, everything, sell everything. You know what I mean? Like something has traumatically happened when you see a person who is homeless, right? I usually think it is mental when it's that far gone. But a lot of people, I'm seeing a lot of young kids off of the foster care system, not having somewhere to go. And literally I've seen them, like, in a thing here in Austin, a lot of them go work at Jimmy John's because they know they're going to get a free sandwich. They're going to work lunch shift when it's busy. Then they got the rest of their afternoon, right? Same thing with Papa John's. A lot of the pizza places, the kids go work there because they're going to get fed. They come, they do, you know what I mean? Like, and again, if you are ever close to teetering on the line, whether you're watching me or not, of some type of homelessness, I need you to go hard in the paint. Like, I'm not saying don't watch my videos. You can watch my videos, but I need you to be working Saturday and Sunday. And there's no excuses on that. Like the numbers are the numbers, right? And that's what really blows my mind, is the fact that if you're that close to homelessness, you really don't know your numbers. Really don't know your numbers. That's so scary. Even listening to him do the show the other day, where the man is giving the girl the money, and it's almost like, to me, whenever you give somebody money to go get a money order, it's almost like, well, I'm too lazy to go stand up and do it myself, right? Or she's just that sketchy. He's like, oh, I'm gonna just give her this money. That's just too much. All right, let me see what else. It's 127 of y'all, 66 likes. Thank you, I appreciate it. I decided to rent out a bedroom and a bath, extra income. Yeah, I mean, listen, and here's the thing. Even if you want to take it to the next level, if you think about it, Airbnb ain't the only one. You got HomeAway, you got all kind of companies that help you rent out your property. People will have whole houses that they ain't even living in, renting them out on some of those services. HomeAway is located in Austin. They're one of their headquarters, not the only one. It's down there in Austin, right? In the Domain. Making sure you got that nice house, making sure the pictures look great online, and but all that platform is doing is bringing energy there. Same thing, I've been on Craigslist, and people are selling chicken eggs, man. It's crazy. Then if you look at Facebook marketing, a lot of people talk to you, they go, oh, I don't go on Craigslist, I go on Facebook marketplace because oh, it's safer, or go, which is what? To your neighborhood, right? There's a lot of opportunity out here, and like, between your phone and your laptop, there's just no excuses. The excuses must cease. Even the kids in the inner city, people say, well, yeah, they can't get access. Man, there's so many opportunities in inner cities. There's so many opportunities at all these little different nonprofits and YMCAs and all these things, what we're suffering from is short-term thinking. Because again, most people are going to be around $3,000 a month income to $4,000. So now, how much does it take to have $100,000 a year? Okay, 8,000 and some change, 8,300 and some change a month. So if you're already at 4,000, you just need 4,000 more. Now somebody's gonna be like, well, don't be smart ass, Erica. No, I'm really serious. You just need $4,000 more. That's $1,000 a week. What can you do to come up with $1,000 a week? What kind of activity? What kind of weekend? What kind of Saturday, Sunday? You know? Thank you so much, Diane. Yeah, HomeAway, VSBRO. I'm saying it totally wrong, but it's like somebody type it in if you know what I'm talking about. It's like vacation BRSO or something like that, but it's just like HomeAway. And there's a lot of them. I mean, the Torino app I love to death. I mean, because if you got extra cars and you're not driving them, Torino app, you're renting your car out for what? Yep, VRBO. Thank you so much. You're using the Torino app. There's people on the Torino app right now renting out trucks for $100 a day. Talking about don't be doing no loads with them, which is funny, but some guys just want to drive around town in a truck. Their wife don't want them to buy one, so they're going to rent it for a couple days and drive around. There's a lot of that going on. So now that truck, that might have been what, $300 payment, and people rent it for the weekends, driving it around, it's paid for itself 2-3 times that month. So again, the next series of videos, I got Kiera coming tomorrow. Whatever questions about Baltimore, y'all need to go ahead and like underneath this video, whatever questions you have about Baltimore or opportunity zones Friday we have Khalil coming for opportunity zones. Tomorrow we have Kiera coming talking about Baltimore, investing. You guys, you name it. Bring your questions. Bring your questions about Baltimore. Bring your questions. We're going to probably pull up some, like we did last time, I'll pull up some properties and let her analyze some of them for us. See if she likes that. So I think that'll be good. Torino app, TURO.com. Yes, I have an accent and I have a little bit of trouble speaking. Oh, yep, pavement. Look at that. See, people are adding information here. Thank you. Pavement is a way to rent your driveway for events. You know, there's countless things. There are countless things. So, yep. So, again, we'll wrap this up because I got a few phone calls to make. So, kill 2 birds with 1 stone, make the phone calls and drive. Yeah. I mean, I got a little bit of accent. I also have a little bit of speech impediment, but it's all good. It ain't stopped me. But again, a lot of what I'm seeing in response is, Eric, I don't have time, or I don't want to do that. And it's like, you're not a kid, you're a grown adult. And again, that's why I made that video, $1,000 attitude adjustment. People keep acting like stuff ain't no money, but watch when this recession comes. Can I do this for you? Can I come work for you? You're gonna be like, oh, new attitude, huh? Because now you need some money. You're going to see a lot of that. I promise y'all. Y'all going to see a lot of people with brand new attitudes. And you're going to see a lot of people, if you got rentals, you're going to see 3 or 4 people piled up in a house. You really are. And that's why when people say, oh, nobody's going to want to live in the old little small towns. No, yes, they are. People that live up in a house with their grandma and their cousin and all of them, they're going to be like, man, bump this. I got a car. I will gladly live out in the country and drive some more miles so I can live by myself. Even the urban garden. There's a guy on his channel. They lease people's little empty vacant lots from them and grow vegetables on it. And they call it like urban farming or whatever. I forgot the name of it, but it's a guy, he does his whole channels on it. And where they've literally had like 1 acre lots and did about $60,000 because what do? They call particular restaurants and go, hey, what are you paying for this food cost? And then they use all their space kind of growing 1 or 2 particular foods for those 2 restaurants. It's a very interesting concept. But think about it. If you're a restaurant and food costs are going higher and higher and a local farmer comes in and says, hey, I'll give you all the strawberries for this price. And you know it's local in the corner. If all else fails, you can always call the old big company back. But closer. It's closer. It's cheaper. They're going to drop it off. I've been to restaurants where the daggone people are dropping it off in the back. As farm to table is a very big in thing. People want to know what's in their food, where their food is coming from. You're going to see that. You know, you can even start a farmer's market, right? You rent the space out, and then you start inviting people to come in. They pay a little $25 to $50 to be putting their table up. I'm telling you, it's a big deal. So, but yeah, even out here, people are like, oh, I hate part-time agents. And I know some agents who all they do is do 2 to 3 apartment locating on the weekends. And people go, oh, that ain't no money. Why are you even doing that? Okay, so you're telling me first month's rent of $1,000 or some change out of Austin every other month, you do 2-3 of those deals a month, ain't no money? That's crazy. They can always try to sell a big house, but at the end of the day, like, get the money where you can get it. So, well, even on the online thing, when I was talking about the online thing yesterday, here's the deal. Like, a lot of people have great ideals, but they won't do any execution. So you have people who have 30,000, 40,000 subscribers on YouTube. They ain't selling no courses. They ain't selling no books. They ain't selling no t-shirts. They ain't selling nothing. Like, you know, they just, oh, I'm just doing videos, you know, man. You're like, okay. So there's levels to everything you can think of. There's levels to it. Even, like, to me, I think comic books. More people should have comic books, right? More people should be, there's so much space in the game. I can talk about it for a while, but I'm not going to bore y'all to death. But I was literally talking to this guy who, what was he doing? He literally had like a calligraphy on the shirt that said fighting spirit. And I'm literally going to buy the shirt. And everybody's like, but it just says fighting spirit. I'm like, yes, but it's in calligraphy. I love it. I'm going to buy it. And this guy sells like crazy. I mean, he literally is always sold out. So, I mean, again, tactical communities, all these different little niche communities out here. You could have 2-3 t-shirt ideals and they sell like hotcakes. You could have 2 or 3 children's books, and because there's no children's books on that topic, you can sell a bunch to schools. Right? Because people always think, oh, I got to go on Instagram or YouTube or these places to sell it. No, you can literally call up schools. You can call up colleges. Sell your books to them. Sell it to professors. Sell it to classes. There's so much you could do. Oh, damn. Diarrhea of ideals, constipation of execution. So yeah, Fifi, so what you would need to do is you would need to sit down and out of all your opportunities, pick 1 or 2 that you really can hammer on, aka unplug, right? Like, just straight hammer on those 1 or 2, because if you can do that, you'll see the differences, right? If you just spend 2 to 3 hours every day driving Uber and Lyft after you go to work, boom. They got a place called North Carolina Furniture Direct down here driving to San Antonio. You know that's badass. That's like, because they think North Carolina, we still have all this furniture we make. Some of that furniture get made in China now, but I think that's awesome. Let me see what else. So yeah, pick 1 or 2, but just hammer them, right? Like, beat them to death. And the thing is, people are like, oh, I'm trying to scale. I'm like, you can scale if you start taking action. You can either see, okay, this is going to work or this is not going to work. This is going to make more money this way and that way, or it's not. Right? Period. You need a mental y'all are lit. Y'all are ridiculous with these things. Look outside the window and pick which collard greens you want. Man, you listen. There are so many people I know who sell collard greens, and like, you pick your own, like, you go to the field and they like cut them fresh. It's crazy. Strawberries, like, pick your own strawberries has always been very popular in North Carolina. Pick your own apples. Like, I told somebody the other day about apple orchards, and it looked like it blew his mind. He was like, you pick your own fruit? I was like, yeah, it's totally a big old thing. I was like, go look on Instagram. He was like people taking pictures of picking fruit? Like, he really did not understand what I was saying. I was like, dude, go on Instagram right now and put like hashtag fall activities or hashtag picking fruit or hashtag picking apples with my boyfriend or whatever, right? And he did. I mean, I'm telling you, you should have seen his face. It was like, what? I was like, there's so many things out here people have no idea about. They just don't. They don't have any idea. They're not really searching for new stuff. Or if they find new stuff, they're like, well, I don't want to do that. That's not for me. And you got to really, like, cut that, man. Cut that. Apple orchard is a big deal in Michigan. Exactly. North Carolina, on the west side of the state, we have apples and we have Christmas trees. And people go, like, make a ritual of go cutting their own tree. Like, it's a big deal. And then you can sell it to other companies or whatever. Put money behind what business you're growing. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Like, when we talked on other videos about, okay, this is, if you want, people do, this is the tactic most people try to do. They go out, they're on Facebook, and they're just spamming. They're spamming, my new business, and they're spamming all everywhere. All their friends, they're calling all their friends. Like, some of them told them to call all 100 of the friends they got and be worrisome. And they've failed to realize your friends have known you for a long time. They are not buying from you. If they thought about buying from you, it'd be a restaurant or something, right? You need to go meet strangers. You need to go advertise to strangers. To this day, my family sometimes comes on this channel and go, what? People watching you talk? That's crazy, right? Like, they ain't never seen one video. I've been at family members' houses doing a live in the background. Somebody been like, well, that's interesting. I mean, again, don't start with family and friends. Start with strangers. And how do you start with strangers? Sometimes ads. Ads are going to be your consistent traffic. When you try to do all this free spamming, you are going to be exhausted. You're going to be exhausted. You're going to feel like you did something, but don't mean you really did anything. So, oh yes, families be tired. I mean, again, this quote I'm quoting from Seneca. People aren't upset that you're doing activity. They're upset because they know you enough that you're not keeping it 100. Women aren't upset with men when they break up with them. They're upset because they feel like they wasted their time. Their intentions weren't direct. Their intentions weren't going somewhere. It was not in a direction. Right? People get mad when they're in the friend zone because they feel like somebody done wasted their time. Right? Because they were being direct, right? Okay, so again, these are all things where you have to apply them to real life. But again, your family and friends are like, oh, we done seen her do about 20 different things, and they don't believe, they're not listening. Money, checks, results. A lot of people out here on the internet telling you they're big pimping, and there's no results. None. Some people out here telling you they're doing all kind of stuff, and there's no results. You dig? So again, I'll see y'all in Miami. If you're gonna be in Miami, we'll figure something. I'm gonna figure something. I'm gonna think of something to do, but some kind of meet up, something. But again, how do you make 2019 better? How do you double your income? You gotta get some results. You gotta hit a 10-point plan, right? So again, I was on Tony the Closer's Instagram live, and people loved that video, and they were like, well, what's the 10 steps? I'm like, go over there. He's giving them to you for free. He's giving them to you absolutely free. You just log in. And when he was on the live, he was asking people, did you do the 10 steps today? No, I ain't do them. These gonna be the same people in 30, 40 days. Man, that don't work, man. I tried it don't work. You lying. You didn't try. And your family know you didn't try. And your girlfriend knows you didn't try. And your friends know you didn't try. They know you enough. They know your behavior patterns enough. So how do you break that? How do you break that people being bothered by you basically faking? Actually go do the work. Actually go get real busy. A lot of times y'all complaining to your family that you're not making enough money, okay, but you all up in their face every other afternoon. Like, of course you ain't making no money. You over here hanging out with us every day. Go get busy. Go get busy. I'm still looking for a company to run my ads for me. The first thing I would say is when you go, you're going to be spending $10,000 plus. Period. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I could recommend to one or two people, but I don't want to be vouching for them because I'm not even using them currently. Like, I'm literally in a group learning the particulars of ads, just the particulars, so that when they quote me and I ask them what they're gonna provide or do, it makes sense. But everybody don't got that kind of time. Again, but you need to at least know. You need to at least have an idea. I'm going for Mardi Gras. And I'm going 5 other times. Marijuana investment conference, all kind of stuff. So the thing of it is, you need to be able for the ads at least to know what you're particularly trying to accomplish. Because the other day, I just turned on Instagram ads, just a couple. Wasn't that hard. But again, there's a thing called ad hoc. Try that. But if you go to ad hoc, which is ADHAWK, they're expecting nothing less than you pay $1,600 per platform you want them to advertise you on. Nothing less. You have to start at your budget has to be $1,600. $1,600 per platform. So if you want to be on Facebook, $1,600. You want to be on YouTube, $1,600. You want to be on Pinterest, $1,600. Like, that's the starting baseline. There's another dude from Bid Summit. Email me. Who said that? Who asked about ads? Let me see. Email me, Julia, again, and put ads in the actual title. And I'm gonna send you a link for one of the guys from Bid Summit. But see, here's the thing: you gotta be careful, because some of these companies that do big ads, they ask for a percentage of the company, yo. For real. Like, I didn't even realize that till I started calling around for ads. Some of these bigger name people, they go, yeah, I only do it for a percentage of the company, because, like a 1%, because they realize, or whatever your 1% of, your gross of the company that year, or 2% of whatever. Like, they ask for a lot, because they know a lot of people can't afford to go as big as the ads they want to throw down, right? If you really want to do 50,000 in ads, but you ain't got 50,000, what happens is sometimes people sell shares of their company. So that's just a heads up on that. But I have a link. I have a couple links, and I can email them to you, but I'm not going over them out here. What else I got? Anyway, I gotta run. I gotta make this phone call. I looked up at the timer going off again. But I hope y'all all understood what I was saying today. Woo! Because, in order to go next level, you gotta push into your opportunities. For you. But yeah, paid traffic is one of the ways to get consistent income. So, anyway, you guys, this is Erica, Classy Climb Blogging. If you haven't, definitely like the video. You can always grab the book Smartphone Millionaire on the Amazon or on the links. There's so many comments in here. What I will do after this closes out and I get to the office, I'll go back and see some of the live comments, and I'll answer some of y'all questions once the video renders. How about that? Home Away, thank you, Diane, for the super chat. I saw another color thing somewhere. I'm trying to go to it. Okay, somebody, Ray Gun, thank you so much. Got my book in the mail, thank you. All right, anyway, you guys, I gotta run. So later.